Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in, taking some time out of your day to talk some New York Jets football with me. If this video is at all valuable and informative to you, a thumbs up is greatly appreciated. Where is this coming from? Micheal Clemons, violence and effort on every snap. Well, it's coming via maybe the best interview by a Jets coach I've heard this entire offseason. That is Aaron Whitecotton, defensive line coach, New York Jets. And there are 5 big takeaways I've had from this interview. It's a great listen, about 35 minutes, full video in the description below. But number 1, Aaron Whitecotton, he's a dude. I like this guy. I get authenticity. I get intensity. I don't get any rah-rah. He's a straight shooter. Got a southern accent. And it was a great interview. And no phony about him, right? Nothing for the cameras. I like this guy a lot. I like our assistant coaching staff a lot. Middleton, Whitecotton, like these guys. Like them. That's number 1. Coach Whitcotton's a dude. Now, number 2 is this violence and effort on every single snap. And not dirty play, but physical play. Relentless effort play. Hair on fire, jumping out of your shoes. Whatever you want to say. This is how Aaron Whitecotton articulated it. He said that he needs every single player on his defensive front to be able to, on one play, set the edge nasty against a 300-pound human being in the run game, and then the very next snap be able to chase down a ball carrier, weak side run, chase down a ball carrier on a screen and bury them into the turf physically. Love that. And he says he has data, there's diminishing returns. You can't do that. You can't sustain that level of intensity, 50, 55 plus snaps a game. If you do, you get diminishing level of play and you have increased risk of injuries. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this thing now. I'm shaping up to start to be optimistic about this heavy rotation. Earlier, I was like, man, your best players, your highest paid players got to play 70, 75% of the snaps. But now I'm willing to see how this works out. Because we also got something really important that Coach Whitecotton mentioned. He needs to implement this style of play. Obviously, there's a level of talent with the starters that you need, of course. But he also said, I need 8 starters on my defensive line. In my defensive line room, I need 8 guys who are starting level players. And we may have gotten them 8. I really think we may have. So let's say hypothetically the starting 4 are Carl Lawson, JFM, Quinn Williams, Jermaine Johnson. Safe bet, I would say. And then there's 4 other players we have that have been called upon to be starters at some point in their career, most of them pretty recently. Jacob Martin, starter last year. Vinny Curry missed last season but was a starter before that. Solly Thomas, former top 5 pick. Sheldon Rankins, former top 12 pick and a starter in New Orleans in his own right. So we have 2 starting units that we can rotate in and out and keep guys fresh. Coach Whitecotton also mentioned situationally, if it's a big 3rd and 8, he wants his best guys on the field fresh. And that's something I don't think we did enough last year. Last year, it was too many big 3rd downs, and here comes Nathan Shepard and Tim Ward. So if we're going to do this rotation, we got to be really strategic about when these guys get their snaps, when our best players get their snaps. I'm optimistic about it now. I am. Now, the third thing my third takeaway from this interview was the kind of moving towards positionless play a little bit, maybe on passing downs on the defensive front, because Coach Whitecotton mentioned JFM is going to play a little outside on run downs, a little inside on passing downs. He also said Micheal Clemons can do a little inside outside. Look, Micheal Clemons, his good pro comp might be John Franklin Myers. If he hits, and then you got a John Franklin Myers who's getting paid and another John Franklin Myers who looks meaner and sounds meaner on a rookie contract, I'm here for that. When I think JFM, when I think Micheal Clemons, a lot of the same words come to mind. Length, wiggle, nasty, athleticism, right? Love that. Now, will Micheal Clemons ever be a full-time starting defensive tackle at 265? No. But if it's 3rd and long and you want to go with like a NASCAR front and just put your 4 or 5 best athletes on the field and have them go get the quarterback, Micheal Clemons can kick inside and do that. Micheal Clemons and JFM next to each other inside. That's a tough ask for guards and centers of opposing teams. I like that a lot. And then we have depth via versatility, because when there's injuries, guys can bounce around all over the defensive front. Now, the 4th takeaway I had that really impressed me was the expectations being up a level from Coach Whitecotton, because I like JFM. I like Quinn Williams. I like the Carl Lawson signing, but we're not going to have a bunch to cheer about coming off of a 4-win season. That's the sentiment that Coach Whitecotton echoed. he was asked about specific players on the defensive front, including JFM. Right away, coach said, he's got to be better. No choice. He has to be better. He said Quinn Williams has to break out. He said Carl Lawson has to stay healthy, has to be on the field. Fact. I thought John Franklin Myers had a good year. Quinn Williams had a good 2020. Very talented player. And I like them both. I'm glad they're New York Jets, but at the end of the day, they played the majority of the snaps on maybe the worst Jets defense I've ever laid my eyes on in my life. So it's not just enough to add all these new starters. Yeah, we've revamped this defense. We're probably going to have 6 new starters. But the men who were here last year on this defense need to be better. JFM's got the talent and the paycheck to be flirting with 10 sacks. Ditto that Carl Lawson. Quinn Williams' ceiling is to be the best player on this football team. Daniel Jeremiah said he was the best defensive tackle he ever evaluated. Ever. And Quinn Williams' ceiling in terms of defensive tackles in the league, Quinn Williams could be turned into the best defensive tackle in the NFL who's not named Aaron Donald. Everyone who's below Aaron Donald is within Quinn Williams' striking distance. So whoever you fancy. Cam Hayward, Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons. Quinn Williams has as much talent as any of those guys. And to the eye test, we have not seen that. We have not seen him play to his level of talent. Now, Coach Whitecotton did mention that this is the first season that Quinn Williams is coming off of a fully healthy offseason. So he had the broken foot last year. I don't know what he had as a rookie, but according to Coach, fully healthy for the first time for a whole offseason. So he should break out. And he's going to need to if he's going to get the bag I'm sure he will be looking to get. The fifth takeaway and final one from this excellent interview. I wish I could find a more intense word because we're talking about violence, effort, intensity. But the final takeaway, I would say harmony. Because when we watched Flight 22, yeah, I'm here for it. The fist bumps, the bro hug, to the music between JD and Coach Saleh. And yeah, I'll put my feet up and eat my popcorn and be a fan and watch that, and that's fun. But then you actually have to go out there and go do it. You have to execute your mission statement. When you start to shape your roster and your culture, you got to do it. And what is our philosophy on defense? Coach Saleh said it at the end of the year. I need to be able to get home with 4. I need a dynamic edge rusher. And I need a number 1 corner. Well, JD, he got him Carl Lawson coming back. Drafted Jermaine Johnson in the first round. Top 10 player on their board at 26. And got him that number 1 corner in Sauce Gardner. And now I'm seeing this mission statement harmonizing front office, head coach, assistant coaches, and then the physical tools and the mentality of the players you're asking to execute this mission. It sounds simple, but we haven't seen it for the better part of a decade. But I have a feeling things are about to change. Hey, if you want to get excited about the Jets' future, got a whole playlist making pro comps for Jets rookies. You can check that out below. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll talk about it soon.